southeast of Amherst Island, called 40 Acre Shoal. That's where we seen it. It looked like about 50 or 60 45-gallon drums welded together, because it just popped up almost beside the boat. And the skin was greenish brown on it. But the eyes, those red eyes. It was in the afternoon when we left shore down here with the boat. We were fishing fishing eels, and we just got done putting the eel line out and got it baited and went back from the east end to the west end, tied up to it, and the light Dad had on the bow of the boat, the shad would come up to the light in big schools. And I think that's what attracted it to the boat, was the schools of shad. The eels some of them eels were so big, when you went to bring them in the boat, they'd straighten the hook right out straight. They were black with gray bellies. It was in the summertime. It was pretty hot out. It was just getting dark. You could see it, and the water was just as flat as a dish. It was just like a mirror. It was so calm out there, and very rarely you ever see the lake like that. Dad was sitting in the bow of the boat. We were gonna have a cup of tea, because we were waiting for the eels to give them a chance to bite the line. And then all of a sudden it just popped up, just almost something like you'd see in one of them damn sci-fi movies. And for some reason it just kind of stayed about 10 feet away from our boat, and when it popped up, then you could see it, and then there was a spotlight in the back well of the boat, and I grabbed the light and I shined it on the body of it, and when I put the light on it, that's when it turned and looked at Dad in the bow of the boat. It turned right and looked right at him. Just something you never forget. First time I ever was breathing air when you were eating it at the same time. The smell of fish was so strong, it was unbelievable. I seen whales out in the ocean, and they never smelt nothing like that. The boat was 21 feet long, it was steel. When it came up beside the boat, it dwarfed the boat. Like that thing could have upset the boat, it could have did anything it wanted. It was huge. It was about 3 or 4 times longer than the boat, and there was about 15 feet of its head was out of the water. And Dad figured that it was out there eating them big eels. That's what he said. It was a lot bigger than our boat. We must have watched it for 5 minutes before it went down. He turned and looked at Dad, and his eyes were red, like they were glowing. We wondered what the hell that? Because it was just there. 1 minute it wasn't, the next minute it just like come from the bottom, just like somebody let a whole bunch of 45-gallon drums loose, and it just popped up. Just the body of it. It could have sunk our boat or did whatever it wanted to do, but it didn't pay no attention to us. More interested in what those shad and stuff that was circling around the light. It just disappeared. It just went down and that was it. We went on and run the eel line. Took the eels off the line. We were out there until about 5:30 in the morning. And it was getting daylight when we pulled the line back in and left. Went to shore. We had a boatload of eels too. They were about a foot thick all the way back in that boat, 21-foot steel boat. Dad and I talked about it, but he did tell my nieces and nephews about seeing it out there. He showed them a picture in the book. He was looking at a book one day here and he showed them a picture of it. What looked something similar to what we seen out there. Don't worry, it's out there. I know it's out there. It's like you were dreaming or something. Really weird. But it didn't feel threatening. It didn't. It
just amazed to see it.
Yeah, more, wow, look at that.
Yeah.
When it was only about 10 feet from the boat too. Pretty strange.
Why don't you think people talk about this stuff?
Because people don't believe you, they think you're crazy. Like, what kind of story are you making up? There's no make-up story, it's the truth. And there was no smartphones. I wished we'd have had a camera in the boat. I put one in the boat after that, about one of them disposable ones,
Okay.
and stuck it in the bow of the boat in case something like that ever happened again, but what's the chances of that happening again? Well, we never seen it again. I know it lives in that lake out there because we seen it. And if anybody don't believe it, they can kiss my ass because it's the truth.